Hi Habib, I've been reading about the long-term effects of sexual abuse on survivor. It's really devastating.
Uh, it truly is. Many survivors face mental health issues like anxiety, depression, or PTSD. The trauma doesn't just fade away, but it often lingers and affect their daily life.
Right, the impact can ripple through the relationship too. I read that trust issues are common among survivors, which make it hard to connect with others.
Yes, definitely. When someone has been violated in such a profound way, rebuilding trust can feel impossible because it can lead to isolation, which further compounds their struggles.
And I imagine that in isolation can lead to feeling of shame or guilt. Survivor might think, why didn't I stop it? Or it's my fault.
Exactly. These feelings can be reinforced by societal stigma. Many survivor fears being blamed or not being believed by anyone, which is make them reluctant to seek help.
It's a vicious cycle, so how does the environment play into all of this?
I think the environment is crucial thing in this case is because the factors like family, dynamic community, attitudes, and even cultural norms can be shape a person experience. If they grow up in a culture that minimizes consent, it can lead to normalization of abusing behavior.
That's really alarming. So if the children are taught of about boundaries and respect, they might not understand the severity of abuse when it happens, right?
Yes, precisely. Education on cons- constant is vital thing. When we fail to teach this concept to the other people, we're essentially allowing the cycle of abuse to continue.
Okay. What about the role of law enforcement and the justice system? How do they impact the survivors?
The justice system maybe can be a double-edged sword because on one hand it can provide justice and validation, such as in other words, if survivor feels dismissed or re-traumatized during reporting, and it can be deter them from coming forward.
Okay, that's a tough situation. It seems like the way society responds to reports of abuse really matters.
Absolutely. A sportive response can encourage survivor to seek help and find healing. Conversely, a dismissive attitude can lead to silence and prepare to the trauma.
So, what can we do to break this cycle and support survivors?
I think we need to promote comprehensive education about consent, such as relationship and healthy boundary from a young age, because it can creating people dialogue can help normalize this discussion.
Uh, and providing accessible support resource is crucial too, right?
Yes.
Online counseling service and community support can make a huge difference.
Yes, and it's essential to ensure the services are trauma informed. Survivors should feel safe and understood when they seeking some help from the other people.
What about involving men and boys in the conversation?
I think that is a vital thing too, because engaging men and boys in discussion about respect and consent can help change harmful narrative and prevent abusive behavior before it starts.
It, all, it sounds like addressing the root cause is essential for preventing future abuse, not just its treating its effect.
Yes, exactly. By changing the conversation, fostering understanding, and creating a culture of respect, we can help build a safer society for everyone because it can make other people feel so calm.
It's a daunting task but necessary. I hope more people start to recognize the importance of these issues.
Yes, me too, because every conversation we have contributes to that change. It's all about awareness and action.
Many abusers might have experienced trauma themselves. It creates a cycle that can be hard to break without intervention.
Absolutely. Uh, that's why prevention is so complicated because we need to address root causes because it's like societal norms that allow such as behavior to go unchecked.
Uh, it's frustrating how often this conversation gets brushed aside. Victims are often blamed or told they should have been more careful.
Yes, the victim blaming culture is infuriating because uh, it shifts the focus away from abuser and make the survivor feel even more isolated and ashamed than before.
For sure. And the effect on victims can be devastating. It's not just the immediate trauma, many face long-term emotional and psychological issues.
Yes, for sure. Anxiety, depression, and PTSD are common survivor. It can affect their relationship and their ability to trust the other people around the survivor.
Yeah, exactly. And many victims feel like they can't speak out because they are afraid or not being believed. The stigma around discussing sexual abuse is still so strong.
Yes, that silence only perpetuates the problem. We need to create a supportive environment that encourage survivors to share their experience without fear of judgment.
Yeah, and yeah, we know the education is the key. We need to start thinking about consent and boundaries early on. Kids should understand that hey, they have the right to say no.
Yes, absolutely. And it's about creating a culture of respect from a young age because we also need to educate the parents and caregivers about how to have this conversation.
But
And
and we must also abusers accountable. Is essential for healing and for discouraging future abuse. Too often abusers face little to no consequence.
yes, accountability is crucial things. When survivors see that abusers are punished, it can give them the courage to come forward.
But we also need to ensure that the legal system supports victims. Many survivors feel like system fails them, which can be incredibly disheartening.
Yes, and that's true. We need trauma informed approach in our legal process to make sure survivors feel safe and supported when they report abuse.
And community support is vital too. Local organizations can play a huge role in providing resources for survivors like counseling and legal aid.
Definitely, empowering survivors through support group can help them connect with other people who understand their experience.
Yeah, it's so important for them to know they are not alone. Everyone has a role in addressing these issues, whether it's advocating for better policies or simply being there for someone in need.
Yes, by addressing this issue collectively, we can start to create a safer environment for everyone, and it's a long road because every step is coming.
I agree. Conversations like this are just the beginning. We need to keep raising awareness and pushing for change.
Yes, absolutely, and let's continue to talk about it in courage and encourage others to join to this conversation. It's essential for our progress.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you. My pleasure.